Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
Welcome to, I don't know where, somewhere in Georgia, just south of Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, we're in Georgia?
I'm sorry, Georgia, Kentucky. We're
in
Kentucky.
I was like, wow.
Georgia's where we're going tomorrow.
You've already got tomorrow on your
I just finished planning our trip using RV Trip Wizard from RV Life. It's
very helpful.
This really cool app that plans everything. You can look up all the campgrounds, best place. That's how we found this place. We're staying at a place called
Grandma's
RV Resort. We wanted to stay at an Elks Club because we're Elks members, and there's one in Louisville, Kentucky that does camping for $25 a night, where you can park your RV, get electric, and then hang out with some fellow Elks. And we couldn't get a hold of them.
Yeah.
So we decided, we found this place on the RV Life app, and it was pretty cool. $45, easy on, easy off, like literally 30 seconds to get back onto the internet.
You may hear the traffic behind us.
And first time I got the senior citizen discount.
He was more excited about that than anything. He comes walking back. He's coming across the parking lot. He goes, I got a senior discount. I got a senior discount. If everybody...
$5 off, because it's 55 and older, you get $5 off. And she was like, well, you're going to be 55 this year, so I'm going to give it to you.
I mean, that was pretty awesome. Next stop, the movie theater, everybody.
I think the movie theater is 55 too. At least some of them are.
There's no stopping us now.
So, welcome to our Thursday live stream. If you are new here, this is our chance to hang out with our community and just answer questions and comments about the keto carnivore lifestyle. So you can ask pretty much any question you want within reason, but we like to focus on keto and carnivore if at all possible. And if you have a question, go ahead and type question, and then whatever your question is, or use the super chat function, which we really appreciate. By doing that, it does help benefit the channel, and it also highlights our screen so that we don't miss your question. What are you so excited about?
I'm so excited to say that I'm really glad that we're live. I missed you guys on Monday. I missed being live, and then also not being able to be in the chat, but we were actually
picking up our new RV.
Picking up our newer RV at that very moment. But I do want to say a very special thank you to everybody who came out to the meetup, for Dustin from Keto Simple for making it happen, for Chris and Miriam from Keto Chow for making it happen, for us to be able to have a place to go. You know, it takes some forethought, and Dustin did an incredible job. So did Chris and Miriam, to just make it possible. Thank you so much for everyone who came out. We had a few people who came. I believe we had more than 40 people at the meetup, and there were a few people, this was their very first meetup. I pray it's not their last. I hope they had a really good time and saw how easy it is to get together. Yeah. You know, getting through the front door. That's the hardest part. Yeah. It was the hardest part for us too.
Absolutely.
So I'm really glad you came out. We had such a big time. Again, I'm not sick. Thank you for so many well wishes. Joe still is got a cough that is lingering. I feel good. Better. It's just my voice.
Every time we go to Elkhart.
Somebody was so sweet to bring me some throat coat tea.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that. And their thought was, I think it's allergies. We've got different stuff here in Indiana than maybe you have back at home.
Very much could be.
Sure.
So yeah, we're sitting here on the couch.
Yes.
Or the sofa. We'll get yelled at by somebody for saying couch.
We'll get beyond the couch.
So we're sitting on the sofa doing the live stream. We do have an office here. We have a desk to have everything set up. However,
it's got all their stuff in it right now.
We've got our suitcases on one of the beds behind it, as well as the mattress. Because the very first thing we did, literally numero uno. We walked in, and before we did anything, before we unpacked the bag, anything, is we dumped the mattress. So if you know anything about RVing, they give you the most terrible mattress. Yeah. I'm sorry, Matt. It's worse than an army mattress. It's ridiculously thin, and they do that on purpose, knowing everybody's going to replace the mattress. And so we actually had Brooklyn Bedding ship us a mattress. We bought our mattress and we had it shipped directly to the Alliance factory. so that the first thing we can do is put it in there.
Yeah.
But we're going to bring home, we normally throw out the old mattress, but this one's in plastic. So we're going to bring it home, and then we're going to put that into the old RV and sell that, and then keep the mattress
For, like,
that's
guest
in there
bedroom.
for our guest bedroom.
Because mattresses
are expensive.
They're very expensive, and I honestly don't think that it's going to add that much to like selling the RV. I don't think you're going to get that
I'm
much.
not going to get
return.
$1,000 back.
And also, I'm not entirely sure that somebody wants our mattress. We will be able to put on, I know it's not the mattress that you want, but it's like a new mattress that nobody slept in.
Yeah.
You know, that actually may be a selling point. You don't know if somebody wants to sleep
And
on your
you know
mattress.
what? I mean, I noticed...
Maybe we stink.
Our friends Chris and Martha from Venturesome Couple, they had traded their unit in, and I looked in their RV. They took their mattress too.
Oh, okay.
So, you know...
Yeah.
We must
weird.
not be the only one. But so far, we are loving this. We drove about 5 hours today because we got a late start. We were doing stuff this morning. Tomorrow we're going to drive about 8 to 9 hours, which will put us about another 6 hours or so
Isn't
from
it
home.
always the way? I see Evelyn is here. Evelyn, thank you so much for the notebooks that you made. She made everybody notebooks.
Yep.
Stacy and Ken brought like dehydrated seasoning blends from their garden, homemade, so that everybody could be confident in what they were, eating. I thought that was amazing. I'm still wearing my friendship bracelet, which I thought was so cool. And Evelyn also, along with Trish Reed, showed us the very coolest place to eat pasta bowls without the pasta.
Yeah, that was
Hall's
great.
Kitchen.
Before we go any further, I do have to give a big shout out to Smokin' Fatty's Barbecue in Elkhart. If you're like in the area, we go there every time we go to Elkhart. The meat is really good. They're very nice. But the fact that we had over 40 of us take over the place from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Separate checks.
And do separate checks. And then, we were probably all done eating by about 6 o'clock.
We stayed for
6:30,
trivia.
and we all stayed, and they are okay with that. So, got to give a big shout out to them. But yeah, they all told us about this place called
Hall's Kitchen.
Hall's Kitchen. We went over there yesterday, and we got pizza bowls, which was so filling. Like, I was so full.
I was stuffed.
It was really good. Basically,
it was stuffed crust pizza.
We learned the trick is order a pasta bowl without the pasta, and then just get all the toppings on it. It was amazing.
So loaded.
Cool thing is so I was wearing my Alliance jacket because I'm first of all I was cold and it's the only jacket I own. And we're in there, and the girl that's working there sees my Alliance jacket, and she goes, "Do you work for Alliance?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "I used to work for Alliance." I'm like, "Did you like it?" She's like, "I hated it." I mean, just like I hated it. She's like,
"Oh no!"
But I hate all factory work. So I said to her, "Okay, so I got to ask you as a former employee, like they talk a lot about how Alliance takes care of their employees. They treat them like family. Is that true?"
Is it true?
She's like, "Absolutely." She's like, "They treat you like family. They treat everybody amazing." And she's like, "And they pay the best in the industry. I just hated the factory work." But
so
they
it's the
do
work,
things
not
like
the company.
5 years in, give giant bonuses. Oh, it's a slow time of the year. We're not producing a lot of RVs. We're going to give everybody time off, but we're still going to pay you, cover your health insurance. Like, basically lay you off, but with pay and health insurance.
Wow.
She's like, they just do amazing things and really take care of the family. So that made me feel good that we chose a company to be brand ambassadors for that really cares about their employees.
Well, because we've spoken to a lot of employees because you want to just, you just
but
want to check.
There's usually somebody with me.
But it's different when the person's no longer working there. Do you still feel good about the company, even though you chose to not work there anymore because you didn't like that particular work?
So Barbara wants to know how we like in the new RV. We're loving it. We're loving it.
It is so nice. Okay, so something a little bit about the mattress that we did need to get accustomed to, and that is...
I ordered, this mattress is... You'll see
tall.
in a video, but this mattress is almost 12 inches thick.
I nearly got concussed.
We both hit our heads... I don't know how many times.
Because you are so high up.
The cabinet over us is only this far over our head.
We just got to get used to it.
And this is not the fault of the RV company. It's I ordered a mattress that is so ridiculously thick.
Yeah. But we slept really good. The first night I thought, well, maybe we slept good because we were concussed. The second night I thought we slept good because we can't feel each other in it. He can move around and I don't know that it's happening and vice versa.
Now, this video is not sponsored by Brooklyn
No.
Bedding, but I am going to say this. if you are interested in getting a mattress and you're
Please take
looking
a
at
look
Brooklyn
at 'em.
Bedding, an RV mattress,
Yeah.
I would not recommend this one for an RV, for your RV.
Because it's too big. It's
unless there's no
ridiculous.
cabinets over your head,
Right.
like if you're in a motorhome or something like that.
It's nonsense.
Which is probably why they took it off of the RV mattress website. But on the Brooklyn Bedding website, if you're looking, we've had the Aurora Luxe, which is probably the most popular mattress they have, and we've had 3 of them now.
Yeah.
And now this one is the Sedona Elite, and they talk about this is a luxury mattress that you would find in a very expensive hotel. They are not kidding.
Yeah.
Independent springs and coils, where like literally, not to be too gross, Rachel could be having sex on the other side of the bed.
Joseph
and I would
Stauffer!
I literally,
How
don't.
about I could be mopping
anything.
the floors?
In the bed? You're gonna
I
mop the
don't
floors?
know. Just anything.
She could be jumping up and down.
Don't listen to him. Move
And
on.
I would not feel it. It is an amazing mattress.
So Jennifer says, wait, what? I have an RV park? I know. I felt like, it would be really cute if it was like Oma's RV park. Maybe one day we'll have an RV park. But I got to tell you, it has really been designed with people just passing through in mind. Almost nobody is unhooked in this RV park. Everybody is ready for travel tomorrow, and it's all like pull-through slots.
Dustin, thank you very much for the $10
Hey,
super chat. Said, when
Dustin.
you're in town, and sorry, I got to turn over. We don't have the desk in front of us. Close by Indianapolis, we drove right through you. We'll have to have dinner at Rockstar Pizza.
Oh.
They've got fathead dough pizza and breadsticks, keto soups, desserts, full salad bar. Maybe in May. That might
Wow,
work.
that sounds really
That might
good.
work.
We miss Chandra. She wasn't feeling well, so just please, Chandra, we love you, and we're so sad that we didn't get to see you. But thank you for sharing Dustin with us.
Liz said no cheat days T-shirt. Ugh. This is Keto Savage.
Yes.
Let's see. Matt said serious FOMO from the meetup that you guys went to.
It was so nice, and I got to tell you, like, I loved seeing some new faces that were venturing out. And everybody is so warm and welcoming. That's the thing. I felt like we were trying to find, and if you're watching, there was a young lady. I was speaking to you, but your name escapes me, but we were chatting for quite a while. She was sitting at the end of the table. She had a name tag, and it just, her name escapes me now. And so, but everybody was asking, even in the Facebook family group, like, who was here, and we didn't get her name because we wanted to
it
just
was
make
the
sure.
first time she's been out of her house in 4 years.
Yes.
And she came to hang out with
And we
everybody.
loved getting to meet you, and it was just so awesome. But I just love how everybody's so warm and welcoming and introducing themselves to one another.
Amy said, I'm still on a ride high from the meetup.
Yes, Amy, I miss your face.
Stephanie said it was such a blessing to spend time with you guys
I
on
love
Tuesday.
you. Stephanie has the most talent. I mean, she's beautiful and amazing and talented in her own right. Got a beautiful ornament because her roommate is especially talented. Trish Reed was so awesome to like gift me with some writing utensils. I'm gonna be drawing on the way home. I've got my own pins. I'm like super excited about that. So many gifted people like in the keto space. Like, we talk about keto a lot, but everybody has so many different varied talents. I am not gifted with a lot of the crafting skills.
Yes,
I mean, Matt and you and Chris love even 3D printing. I mean, it's just amazing.
Well, 3D printing is just an expensive gadget. There's no gift to using it.
I don't know that I'd be able to use it.
Liz said, I always say no cheating in school, no cheating on your spouse, no cheating in therapy, and no cheating on keto.
That's really good. I always say no cuts, no butts, no coconuts.
So Lynn said, hey everyone, my birthday was yesterday, 73 and feeling younger.
No freaking way are
Yeah.
you 73. Let's sing happy birthday, though. I don't believe that age, though. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to you, and many more. And I'm sorry, my voice is cracking.
It's funny, when we were all hanging out at the meetup, we were talking about singing and karaoke, and I'm like, yeah, happy birthday is the most you
That's
will ever
it?
hear me sing.
Somebody was asking me if you dance.
No.
And I was like, no.
Once in a blue moon, I will slow dance with Rachel.
We do
We
the
shuffle.
sixth grade prom. Joe's good for sixth
no,
grade prom.
I'm a little bit more than that, but no.
He can do the pumping.
Also, you
Hold
got to
you with the
remember,
pump.
some of it comes from shyness is young teenager, and then an ankle injury. So I really can't dance to begin with.
I hear a lot of excuses. So,
that's good.
But you know what's awesome is when everybody gets together. I think about the low carb cruise is coming up. Super excited about that. And there's going to be guaranteed dancing. At some point on the low carb cruise, we always dance.
Yeah.
And so it's nice because Joe doesn't have to dance and doesn't have to feel bad about it. And I can dance and don't have to feel bad about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Carla said, April 1st, 2015, I went cold turkey on low-carb keto. 10 years, a journey that has saved my life.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations.
Amy said, question, what state are you in? We are in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
About 30 minutes south of Louisville.
Louisville.
That's about where we're at. I know that we are 1 hour from the next Buc-ee's. That's what I can tell you.
This is the spatial awareness that we have?
We are, I was just doing the trip planning. We are 1 hour, because it's funny, you look at my trip planning, we hit all 3 Buc-ee's in one day tomorrow. So we have the Buc-ee's at Smiths Groves, Kentucky tomorrow.
Okay.
Then we will hit the Buc-ee's in Calhoun, Georgia.
All right.
A couple hours later. Then we hit the Buc-ee's in Warner Robins, Georgia. And then we're going to stop an overnight stay at Carol's, what is the name of Carol's sausage place. We've been there before. Does that seem
appropriate that we're sleeping at a sausage
and
place?
We get to go shopping there because it's $45 to stay there, which also gives you a $10 coupon to go spend in the butcher shop.
You know I'm going to be like getting the full value of that in the butcher shop.
First time we did beef butter bacon and egg.
We did beef bacon there.
Well, we left Kentucky. We actually started beef butter bacon egg during Keto Palooza that year. And we ate, or actually the day after, or the day that we were leaving. Aww. And we stopped at Carol's on the way home.
It's the circle of life. We are back to where we started, beef butter, bacon, and eggs. Can we talk about the fact that the entire time we were in Elkhart, it was like frigid cold, and then as soon as we're pulling out today, it was like 60 degrees and sunny. Thanks
Andy
for visiting.
Miriam said her sleep is awesome on the Brooklyn bedding mattress. Yes, it is amazing.
It's crazy good.
T. Lewis, it is this changey weather that gets everyone who is out in a bit. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And for me, a lot of it is just allergies. Like I actually barely had my cough up there, and then on the cold days because it got like into the 20s.
It's like warmer upsets
and then
you.
As it warmed up, it came back.
I was very afraid I would not be huggable. You know how like you seem like you're presenting as sick, and I don't want to hug you because you're sick, and I don't feel bad about anybody that doesn't want to hug a sick person. I wouldn't want to either, but thankfully I was still huggable.
John said, Joe, you've had knee problems. Have you had any experience with hyaluronic acid injections? Doctor said it should help relieve the bone pain.
Oh, wow.
Until I lose enough weight to get knee surgery. Actually, I've never had knee problems. I had my ankle problems. I've never had that. I did get cortisol injections for a while, and that was just painful. That was so painful. And then I think since Rachel and I have been married, which is actually, we have been dating, or we started dating 18 years ago yesterday.
Oh my gracious.
And then got married on May 15th a year later. So like a year and a month and a half later is when we got married. So we will have been married 17 years in May. And I think I had one surgery. Did I have one surgery with you?
Yeah.
Did I have one I had one arthroscopic surgery. Because I used to get them like every 2 years. And the doctor said, you're done. We can't do another one. That will be it. Because he couldn't even get the scope in anymore to clean out all the adhesions. So keto is really what saved me with my ankle injuries. Like I said, I was on Vicodin. First the Oxycontin, then you couldn't get any more. And then Vicodin. And I was on it every day from 1990 until 2017. I was taking that stuff every day. I tried to not take it. I took it when I needed it. So sometimes I would take one pill, sometimes 2 or 3 pills in a day, sometimes no pills. And then also arthritis medication. The year I started keto, they basically said at this point, we can't do anything for you. You're going to need an ankle replacement, but it's going to be a 2-year recovery. and we started trying to figure out what am I going to do, because I was a landscaper and a sports official. Like everything I did to make money was on my feet, and I just happened to have discovered keto and didn't know that it was going to fix all my ankle injuries and everything. So I would just continue at it. I don't really know a lot about that, though. My knee has been hurting the last couple days because number one, I banged it, and then number two,
same position.
Driving. And it reminds me of my dad, because my dad actually, the first time when I was like 15 years old, he finally got a car that had not roll-up windows, power windows, and he convinced my mom that the reason that we need this car is because his knee was always hurting and we would drive a lot, and he needed cruise control.
You know what?
And it did help his knee.
Use the bargaining
But
chip
I
you
feel
have.
like my dad now going, oh, the driving, my knee, it's reminding me
Who was the
of my dad.
driver on your family vacations? If you took family vacations, who was the driver? And
Tomorrow, Rachel's going to learn how to drive the RV.
And what were their little things that was like they had to have?
I think Rachel should drive the RV through Atlanta.
My mom was always the
Just
driver
like
on the family vacations, and she was one of those people that's like, if she was making like a turn or a U-turn, or she just, I don't know, there was a lot of things that during traffic she needed complete silence. She's like, shh, shh, I have to turn. Did you experience that as well as a child?
Trish ate 2 of those pasta bowls.
Oh,
over 2 days. Not in one sitting. Nobody could eat 2 of those in one sitting.
Not even me could eat 2, but like, right, I would seriously have that every single day for lunch. Wouldn't you, Trish? It was amazing, and they had different ones. You could load it with what you wanted. It was like bacon and sausage and like ground beef, and then of course pepperoni, ham, cheese. That thing was fully loaded. Mine had green peppers, and it had been like a minute since I'd had diced green peppers. It was delicious. I was burping the peppers. So like, we had gone with Dawn and Mike. Their channel name has changed, but she will forever be like Dawn does the keto. Same thing with Autumn. Watch Autumn Keto will, like, no matter what she changes the name, it's like Watch Autumn Keto. But we were both just like burping it up like the rest of the day. It was like delicious. It was like, oh yeah, I remember eating that. It was wonderful.
So Amy said, if you went, please leave a review for Smoking Fatties. They called her today to see how it was. I told them fantastic. They asked me to have everyone leave a review on Google. Yeah, definitely. And
thank you, Amy.
We'll be back up there in a month, and maybe we'll even stop over there and see if they'll let us like YouTube and
thank
like,
you,
film.
Amy, for checking and making sure, because they had a terrible storm in Elkhart. In fact, there was a building right by Moride that completely collapsed. And not only did it collapse, but it launched like a 2x4, not even a 2, or it was bigger than that.
I don't know.
It went through an RV that was waiting for service. Like, it was crazy there. And Amy called Smoking Fatties and made sure that like they were up and running and that we didn't need to pivot plan. So thank you, Amy, for that. That was incredible.
You're gonna get mad.
What?
Amy said, did you go to Hall's Kitchen in Elkhart or Mishawaka?
Mishawaka.
The Mishawaka location is 5 blocks from her house.
Oh my gosh. That sucks.
I told you to get mad.
Oh my gosh, we could have had lunch. Okay, that sucks. We've got to cut.
Well, now we know, because we'll be going back there.
Yeah.
When we obviously
May.
we'll be back up there in May.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is too close. I could have walked to Amy. That stinks.
Carrie said, did you have any electrolytes today? Every day.
Every day. In fact,
every day.
So it has been so cold, and I do not have, so now I'm spoiled on coffee. We're drinking our own coffee. You go to twoCrazyKetos.coffee.
Yeah.
And so we have a coffee line now. So of course I'm drinking like our coffee, and now it's really hard for me. Like, we've been drinking a few gas station coffees, and
we didn't bring a coffee machine with us.
I didn't bring a coffee machine because when we came up here, it wasn't with another RV. It was just with the truck, right? So it was like,
and we rushed with our packing and
bare minimum. So what I've been doing though is drinking hot salties a lot because it has been cold.
I've been taking Caramel Vibe Salty.
Yes.
Hot water in the microwave, and then putting just a little bit of super creamer in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's like drinking a salted caramel hot chocolate.
Delicious.
So good.
But yeah, even if a lot of times people think, well, I only need electrolytes if it's been super hot and I am sweating. Don't fall for that. Number one, with all the heat on, talk about drying ourselves out. Like we've had the heat on constantly. We're moving around a lot. Travel causes inflammation. You know, I usually say if you've been on a vacation, do not come home from that vacation and go stand on the scale, because I don't care if you have been fasting the entire vacation. Things are going to be
Rachel
wonky.
was stressed about driving the new RV.
Yes.
Not her driving, but
you.
She was stressed about, and I'm like, this is nothing. It's just nothing.
But do not forfeit the electrolytes.
But I mean, but that all adds to that. Like you were panicking yesterday. Like you were texting me like,
maybe
you're not going to be able to do this.
Well, I'll tell you one of the things that was prompting that.
It's 5 feet shorter than our other one behind us.
So we were going to the RV Museum Hall of Fame, because Miriam and Chris and Dawn and Mike had never been there before. You had some errands you had to run, so so I went with them, and so we get a call, and Chris and Miriam have to go look at their RV and see, you know, if the punch list on their RV is done. So now we have to go back and we missed this.
Yeah, because they stopped work at 2:00.
And wait, where are we going? What was the question that started this?
You were freaking out.
I was freaking out. So what prompted was
I was up talking to the guy who designs the Avenue line.
So Chris was like, you know what? I am going to practice parking the RV while we're here in the safety of the RV slot, and if I need some help, I'm surrounded by people who RV, and I could like get help if I needed it, you know. But let's try it.
That's the last time I would practice.
Because you're watching people and you're thinking they're driving. But you know, I feel like we're in a training wheel situation. Everybody's got love for you, you know. I mean, you wouldn't judge Chris's driving, would you?
No.
You're friends. Shut up. So Miriam gets out, and they're on the phone, and they're doing the whole, like, working together teamwork, like, move to your passenger side, move to the left, you know, back up, and the entire time, she's like, you're doing so good, you look so cute while you're doing it, you're almost there, hurrah, fantastic, and all I can think of is, I would be in the phone like, oh my gosh, you're doing it all wrong, sell the RV, what the heck are you doing?
This is all true.
And he would be yelling at me like, get out of here, let me just do it myself.
This is completely true.
And so I'm texting it while they're having this lovely, like,
I'm
proof.
so scared.
I said, I'm so scared. And I'm afraid that, like, we're going to get into a fight.
This was a mistake.
I'm like, maybe this was a mistake because it's tall.
You were worried about just hooking up, and I'm like, it's the same process. Like, I've been driving trailers since I was 14 years old. Like, this is no big deal for me. But she's like, I will back no matter what I'm back. It could be the trailer, the tractor, just my truck. Hey, let me know when I get like this close to the wall.
Yeah.
Like, I literally don't want to be able to fit my body between the back and the wall. And we will literally be 25 feet away, and she'll be like, stop!
I know.
And I'm like, so my solution to when I have to back up, go away.
Right. So, like,
go away.
So here's Chris and Miriam, and their love language, I mean, they're talking to each other. It's like all sweet talk. And I'm thinking, this was the chief reason why I was afraid of going on RV Unplugged Season 2. This was it. Joe can tell you. He can affirm this. Like, I was so afraid that people were going to hear the way that we talk to each other in a moment of, like, stress, which is like, shut up, like, you're such a knucklehead, and think that we don't have a good marriage, which we do, but it's like, that is the way that we talk. Yeah. We resolve quickly.
It depends on what it is.
But it's usually like, what the heck are you doing? It's not like, you look so cute in that truck.
So Jennifer said, have we named the new RV? Yes,
we did.
It is Grace.
Grace. And she is amazing.
Sean says, does that remind you of sleeping in the middle rack of a ship mat? Question going off and on, knocking yourself silly. Yeah. John said, I have to change my insurance before I can get the acid injections. My current insurance won't cover it.
That's
Patty, thank you very much for becoming a member.
Welcome, Patty.
Juliana said, can you just put your head the other direction? No, because of the way it is. All we have to do is just, we'll get used to it. You know, it's either get used to it, get rid of the mattress, which is not happening, or rip out the cabinets above our head, which I'm probably not doing either.
Yeah.
It's just you have to remember, like, you can't just sit up. You have to scoot down this far.
The bed is so good, though. I think it's okay. So
But
this,
again, this is not a knock on Alliance. This
No.
was our own stupidity in doing, because I'm like, I've always wanted this mattress. And
it's like saying, like you got an RV and you put a horse in it, and you're like, well, this whole thing is wrecked. This is built very not well but it's like you put a horse in it. But I think it's really a testimonial of like how much we love the mattress, that we were like, either we were going to change the way that we sleep or rip out the cabinets. Taking away the mattress was never the option. That was never the option. I think
Lisa
that's funny.
said, because I live in Arizona, I bought a mattress from Brooklyn Bedding when they first came out. I love it,
cool.
because they are made in
Arizona.
So Juliana said Peyton could jump and not wake up Opad. There, I fixed it for you, Rachel.
So true. And what's really cool is she's got her own bed, and not like a pull-out bed. And do not get me wrong, when Peyton or anybody would come to stay with us, I do not mind the whole thing where you have to kind of like put it out for bedtime and then clean up the entire area and put it away so that you can live in it during the day. But if I don't have to do that thing, and you can have a designated area that while you're camping, you don't have to put everything back away, I am not going to complain about that.
Carrie has a question. I was using
Carrie.
heavy whipping cream on my raspberry cheesecake and wondering, what can I do if I have extra heavy whipping cream? What is extra heavy whipping cream?
What does that look like, Carrie?
I'll have to figure it out unless anyone has any tips.
I have a tip.
Okay, so there's a few things you can do with it. You can put some in your coffee. Well, just heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream.
Oh, I'm going to turn it into whipped cream.
Put a little bit more into your keto chow. Use it in coffee.
Yes.
Make another keto chow with a little bit less.
I like it when I
drink
scramble.
it.
I scramble my eggs.
Yeah, put it in your eggs.
It makes it nice and creamy. I love that.
Adam said, "Have you ever eaten coconut butter?" Yeah, we used to use coconut butter all the time.
Yeah.
Tasty. Let's see. Joe said, "I'm going to Salt Lake the end of the month. Would like to visit Keto Chow in Redmond. Is it possible?"
Yeah.
I also was very keto friendly restaurant you had in your videos. I scanned for them, couldn't find them.
It was the Apollo Burger.
Apollo Burger.
Apollo Burger.
And definitely get a hold of Keto Chow. Redmond's kind of far. Redmond's a couple of hours away.
Yeah. But if it lines up with the travel, you can call them ahead and say that you want to take a tour. And they may do it. It's different. Every time we've gone, there's like a different things going on. So I would call ahead. They definitely have a storefront. Redmond has a storefront there that's like right there with the mine. And I know they have done tours, even ones that are not like, pre-scheduled. But like I would check ahead with them, Joe. But you would love it.
Sean said, I wish I could have been there at the meetup with all of you, but I had to work. Took time off to meet up last month.
Yes, that's totally understandable.
Visual Keto said, just pulled over for a minute. Been listening while driving on the highway.
How are you liking it?
I think Bambi's back hoof will be sore tomorrow. Just clipped the back one as he ran in front of me.
We saw quite a few deer on the side of the road casualties. I'm so glad that it didn't hurt you or cause like an accident for you. How are you enjoying your RV?
Stephanie said, Exposing Darkness. If you have any 4-day cruises in the future, I may try that. December. One of them is a 4-day.
Yeah, because they're two that's back to back. So check it out, Stephanie. Because it's a 4-day and it's a
5-day.
A 5-day.
Lynn said, is there still back rooms available in the second half of the cruise? Yes.
We were talking about, the cruise. It's like what happened in Indiana, like the Meetup is literally a glimpse of a moment of a cruise. Really. Yeah. The whole cruise is like what we experienced when we were in Indiana. Everybody's together. Everybody's visiting. The fact that there was like a trivia game going on, we were all on like different teams and playing trivia. Like there's so much that's going on a cruise. A lot of time people are thinking, okay, it's a bunch of keto people going on a cruise. All we're going to do is go from restaurant to restaurant and eat bacon. It's a possibility if you would choose to cruise that way. Like that is an option. However, we do so much more. There's just so much more. It's so much fun. It's just a lot of community and just it's visiting, getting to know one another, having loads of laughs. I highly recommend it for you. for you. And not because me and Joe are the most interesting people on the cruise. We're not.
Nope.
You know, like it's everybody else. You guys are the most interesting person on the cruise.
Okay, Trish said, I want to find someplace around me that makes beef bacon. I've never had it. It's hard to find because it comes from the same cut as beef ribs. And so they tend to not want to give up the beef belly and take it off of the ribs because the ribs are so meaty. But I mean, it is delicious.
I don't know why that makes
can
me laugh.
find it.
Chris is here. I finally got to see Chris and her husband for the first time at the Indiana meetup. That was awesome. Super awesome.
Trish said I scored 2 bags of pork and good butterscotch pork rinds and Elkhart at Walmart.
Nice.
We're back to get more left, and they didn't have any. I can't get them locally.
It's okay. So that like same. Isn't it weird how things can be so regional? Because I don't think Pork and Good is like based out of there or anything. I can't remember where their home office is. But yeah, like if you try to get that back home, I don't always see them. Sometimes I will see them in like a Sprouts. Sprouts can have them sometimes.
Yeah. Sabrina said, question, have you ever gone back to the doctor that did all your surgery to let him see how you're doing now? No.
No. You probably should do that. Aaron is here. Hi, Aaron. I got to see Aaron this week. That was flipping awesome.
Donna Joe said, Mike and I met April 12th, 1975. First date was May 10th, 1975. Married June 17th, 1978.
Gosh. We were listening to Dawn and Mike's love story. You know, if you've spent 10 minutes with me, I love finding out about a couple's love story. And boy, do they have like a romantic one. They met, he was just about to turn 18 and she was like 15. They met in like an RV campground. It was romantic, super romantic.
Debbie said, question, remind me please, what do I increase if I'm having hard to pass poops? Increase fat, increase salt. Start with salt. So increase the salt, drink salt, eat salt, and a lot of water because water chases salt. Your body will always regulate the amount of sodium that it needs. So if you've got too much sodium, your body will just pass it. And the number one place it passes it is actually through the stool, not through the urine or sweat. And so, but you need to be consuming water. If you eat a bunch of salt but don't consume enough fluids, it has no way to flush it out.
Right. Then so you can kind of feel
salt
retention.
and lots of water, and it will flush right out of you. And then also fat. Fat will always help get things moving.
Which is why when we go to a Brazilian steakhouse, Joe must excuse himself at least once.
Yeah, I can't ever go to a Brazilian steakhouse without having to go to the bathroom.
We 100%.
But that also is probably
guaranteed.
because I generally get the chimichurri, and like every piece of meat is doused in chimichurri.
Doused in olive oil.
John said, is that the no pasta bowl I saw in a post on Facebook? Probably.
Yes, that was it. It was like, can I please have the pasta bowl with no pasta? Like, hold the pasta.
I was
I
just
need to
smart.
start doing that at home.
I let Chris order first so that like.
Is it possible? Does it look good?
Just because they always give you that when you first ask for something, and this girl had not heard of it. The girl was working there. So when they give you that funny look, I figured let him get the funny look instead of me.
What a friend, Chris.
I'm a good friend.
Really, obviously, great friends. If so in a zombie apocalypse, are you using Chris Bear as a human shield? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe I'll use you.
Okay, there you go. Because without Chris, the two of them could not like handyman their way to live longer during the apocalypse. It's for the greater good. He's going to help people by using me as a human shield. Trish, I got news for you. I could outrun a lot of zombies more so than I could 10 years ago.
Trish said, if you have FOMO and are sad that you weren't at a meetup near you, start one.
Yes.
Ask online who's near you and set up a lunch, and word will get out.
It totally will. It totally will. That, and we really... It was like a couple of years ago. I think I want to say it was a Keto-palooza, but I mean, I think we just started doing that at every presentation, challenging people. Yeah. Like, start doing local meetups. And it doesn't have to be like a big presentation.
It could be 3 people at lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings.
You do not have to get a headache over this. You do not have to like plan some intricate thing.
You do not have to spend money.
I'm going to say start small. Do something that's, what do we say? Make it sustainable. If you're like, boy, I'm hiring Donny Osmond to be like singing at our meetup, that's not going to be sustainable. The next time you have a meetup, you're like, how are we going to trump that? How are we going to how are we going to outdo that? So start small. Start small and just let people know, hey, I, live in this area. You don't have to get weird about it. Like, you don't have to give them your actual home address, but give a general within an hour of your house. Hey, anybody that's living within an hour of Winter Haven, Florida, if you want to, meet for lunch, I'll do that. Once the two of you have a pizza bowl or a pasta bowl without the pasta in it, you know what just happened? You had a meetup.
Yeah.
That just happens.
Easy peasy keto. Thank you so much for the mental health counseling, Rachel. I sure needed it. We went to a meat and cheese shop today. I'm ordering 20 pounds of suet, ordering 14 pounds of chicken skins.
Boy, they're amazing.
Andrea said, how much water do you use to make your salty as hot chocolate? 16 ounces.
Really, like a water, like a little...
A large coffee mug.
Yeah, so I would say we bought a case of water, because when you you have a new RV, they have they've winterized it. So it takes a little bit of time before I feel comfortable drinking the water, because you got to let all that
go. There was also antifreeze in it.
Antifreeze go through. So I know our favorite thing is not like bottled water, but we did get a case of water, and I'm finding that I can't quite use the whole bottle of water for the mug because I don't want it to overflow, if it gets hot and it'll blah over. So just short of a bottle of water.
Okay, Sean, question. Did Lyons install your fifth wheel hitch? How much different is it towing a fifth wheel? So I actually opted to, we have a fifth wheel RV, but we do not have a standard fifth wheel hitch.
And we need the farm truck.
And for a lot of different reasons. Number one, I don't want to give up the bed of my truck. And I didn't want the weight. So the hitch that you would have to put in the bed of your truck generally weighs about 200 pounds. Got 3,100 pounds of payload. This one, fully loaded, will be about 2,400 if I don't exceed the maximum GVWR of the RV, which, you might. Every RV on the road is overweight. So
you need keto.
I didn't want to give up that 200 pounds of the hitch. What I did is I actually went and bought a Gen Y gooseneck adapter.
That sounds silly.
So, you have, instead, they removed the pin box and they put the gooseneck on. So instead of having that big fifth wheel hitch, you simply have a ball in the middle of the bed.
Balls.
And it hooks into that. Drives the same. It just hooks in differently. But when we disconnect, I just have a ball sticking up like this, whereas everybody else has a giant hitch, and that ball weighs 4 pounds, and you just pull it out and you're done. And so I did ask Lyons, because they were custom building this unit for us. We made some modifications. You'll see in the video coming out soon.
Could they just add it?
So
if put it on for us,
if I buy it and have it shipped to you, will you put it on for me? And they did. And the reason I did that is otherwise we would have had to show up, and Rachel and I try to lift up this 200-pound Gen Y hitch and put it on the pin box, or where the pin box goes, and I didn't want to do that because I'm not going to spend $1,500 on a hitch to go in the back of my truck that I'm going to literally use one time.
Right.
As far as driving it different, hey, RV Talk with Joe on a Keto channel. As far as I drove a fifth wheel once before. Technically, fifth wheels are easier to tow than a standard travel trailer. You don't get the sway that you get in a travel trailer. Now, we had a Hensley hitch or a Pro Pride hitch.
To make it more like a fifth wheel?
The sway. But I think it is definitely a little bit easier. You can get tighter turns, so you can literally back up 90 degrees, although that's not recommended. It'll ruin your tires. We can't because I have a short bed.
Right.
So I can go about 80 degrees, but again, I won't do that, and that's because I have a short bed pickup truck, and so you have to be a little more careful there. It definitely, you don't have as much bouncing and stuff as you're driving down. The biggest thing that makes it easier is so our old RV was the 294RK. So that RV with the tongue on the front is 35 feet long. So that is 35 feet behind the bumper of my trailer, of my truck. This one is 35 feet long. It has but all of that is living space. Like 33 feet of it is living space, whereas the other one had like 27 feet of living space. We gained 5 feet of living space,
And
the
it's about
same length, but it is only 31 feet behind my truck because there's 3.5 feet over the bed. So it's weird looking in through the rearview mirror.
It's so close.
And the trailer is right there, like, as opposed to being
behind
9 feet behind me.
Right.
So that's weird.
It's like, oh my gosh, there's an RV chasing me.
Yeah. So, but it definitely, because it's not as long behind you, it is easier to drive.
Yeah. Which is nice. Because that was what
the worst part about it is you have to be very mindful of height. So we're going from 11 feet 4 inches tall, which I think other than like 2 bridges in all of the United States, because legally they have to be over a certain height. There's 2 bridges that were built before those laws, and they don't have to change them. One of them, there's a whole video camera set up on YouTube for
video. It's awful.
It's like the 11-foot bridge or something like that.
It's awful.
So
don't watch
our RV was 11 feet 4 inches tall, so we could drive I never had to worry about height at all. This RV is 13 foot 5 inches tall.
Now you gotta think about it.
So now we have to be very mindful of low clearance bridges. That's why we're using the RV Life app, because it will tell me all the low clearance.
You can plug in like how tall are you, and so it's going to reroute you away from places that would be a problem.
What makes it tall is the air conditioners.
Yeah.
If you take off the air conditioners, you save 8 inches.
But we're not. We're not.
So yeah, but if you're on a highway on an interstate, you're not gonna have to worry about it.
Right.
Liz said, hasn't it been said to not talk to a divorce lawyer after you've bought
Amen.
it? Yeah.
Yes. There's right. Like, how many T-shirts are there that was like, "I'm sorry for what I said when we were backing up the trailer." Yeah. It is absolutely a thing.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry for what I said when we were at Disney World. If you have ever gone to a fun park like with your spouse and children, you've said some ugly things. You've made some mean faces. It may be the happiest place on earth, but like not always in line. It's not. And I've said we've had to apologize after a day at the Magic Kingdom.
Stephanie said, did you say Grace? That was the name of my dog. I felt it was God's grace that brought us together.
Aww.
Barbara, have you christened with the name? Yep, Grace. Let's see. Evelyn said a bad day camping is better than a good day doing anything else. That
right?
is so true.
It is very it is very nice, and it's so funny. It's still magical. I still feel like a kid when you're looking on the outside. It reminds me of the Harry Potter tent. When they go to like the World Cup for like the Quidditch games, and it looks like on the outside, oh, that's cute. Like there may be a bed in there, and then you walk in and it's like a whole house. It still is a magical experience for me to be like on the outside. It's just like it's just a little vehicle, and then you walk inside and you're like, oh my gosh, there's like a pretend kitchen in here.
Dustin said, I want to go on a cruise and just talk and spend time with everyone.
Yes.
You should come on our cruise.
I would love that.
Like literally, it's like you can have 4 to 9 days of what we had the other day.
Bring the grandbaby too.
Yeah.
And that's why, honestly, we always try to find, Joe is always trying to find the absolute butt cheapest one we can pick, because we want it to be like where that, even if you're like, hey, I wonder if I would try it. I know that, like, you know, somebody may not want to go all in on a cruise thinking like, I don't know if I'm going to like cruising or not. So I don't want to like spend the whole family vacation there. So, and that's another reason why we were thinking of doing like the back-to-back cruise, because some people could do like both of them, like for the whole, both 4 days and 5 days. And then some people could just do 4 days.
Yep. Dustin said I have an affiliate link for Pork and Good, but it's way cheaper to buy them at Walmart. Yeah, right. That's why we have an affiliate link too.
Yeah,
we don't promote it.
Seriously.
Let's see.
They do make some delicious, like, and I mean, I buy the pork rinds. So does Michelle. She just buys them in like already ground up pork rinds for like battering their food. But even if I have to just grab a bag, they make a good like batter for the pork rinds. You know, it's good.
So here's perfect example for meetups. So Indiana has a pretty large group of keto people that get together a few times, and you know, it was all like 2 crazy ketos people, and just to say, hey, we're all together, let's hang out.
Rachel won't shut up about it. Let's just do it.
Dustin's first meetup, They went to Buffalo Wild Wings. It was him, Jackie, like Jackie's Jinx Journey, Jennifer, Dawn, Mike, Maitreya, Emily, and James.
And now what?
And now,
look,
there were 40
huge
people there.
They've done Thanksgiving together.
Yeah.
Like, it is huge and amazing and very, very loving and supportive. And we're seeing that all over. The Central Florida ketos are amazing. Yep. Now you've got New York is doing some incredible things. Like, I am excited for the keto community because it's just growing and it is so welcoming, so encouraging. It really, it really does bless our hearts so much. I love just standing there. My favorite thing is always just taking a moment at whatever meetup that we're like blessed to be at and just surveying the room and seeing friendships being made and being strengthened. Mm-hmm. That's pretty freaking incredible.
So Aaron said, it was so great going to the meetup. If anyone is scared of attending a meetup, I say you should just do it. I drove more than 2 hours to get to Elkhart. It was worth every minute.
And it was so awesome. And I mean, Aaron is, I'm going to say anybody is going to be really welcoming, but like Aaron's going to tell you, like, if you just came by yourself, you don't have anybody to sit by, Aaron's going to say you can sit by me.
Yeah.
Like, everybody there is super warm and welcoming. So you don't have to feel like, should I bring, like a buffer of people, in order for me to feel comfortable? No, instant friendships.
And I will completely be honest. If you come and I'm there and I don't talk to you a lot, it's generally because,
he's still shy.
I'm a huge introvert.
Yeah.
Once we get talking, it's good, but I don't know how to start the conversations.
So anybody who
knows me knows that, and so like I tend to stay with people I know. It's not an offense to anybody else.
Or click.
I literally do not know how to start a conversation and walk up to somebody and like, hey, how you doing? If I don't know you. And so we just need, but if somebody introduces us and we just start talking about something, like we'll go for all night.
You'll have to get a restraining order to get you away.
I'm just, so don't ever take offense. It's just that I don't know how to start conversations.
We were.
I am a big introvert. We
were talking to somebody today about how you have so much transformation, because they were asking about this was just an RV person that we had come in contact with, and they were like, I don't understand why community is necessary when you've had so much health momentum. And I said, it's because my social skills did not go up as my weight and my inflammation went down. If I stopped making friends at like the end of elementary school, I didn't just, I'm just going to pick up where I left off as an adult. Like, we were that many years away from feeling comfortable putting ourselves out there. Yeah. And reaching out and like starting conversations and wondering like, will you like me? Will you accept me? Like, after years and years of rejection and feeling like there's really no place for you, just because you get well doesn't mean that you automatically are ready to like socialize. And so it's really nice to have the community to make onboarding into socializing easier.
I'm going to give you a little dirty secret. This is going to sound bad.
Uh-oh. Then don't share it.
I don't go to these meetups for everybody else. I go for me. Because they rejuvenate me. They make me realize what I'm doing. They make me... They inspire me. They keep me on track. They give me friends. Like, if it wasn't for meetups and the people that I've met in keto, the only person I would ever talk to is Rachel. And the kids.
Yeah.
But like I'm a horrible friend, because I am, like, I will occasionally reach out to somebody, but it's more of like it's always in the back of my mind. Like, even with Chris, I mean, I've known Chris for 7 years and we will talk on a regular basis. It's always texting and stuff. But like, there are a lot of times where I'll live like, does he really like me? Maybe I'm annoying him. Like, and so my solution to that is
don't take a chance.
Put a wall up.
Yeah.
Like, I have to, the very end of the month, like the 28th, I have to go to Texas for a week to do my solar system, and I am going to be going.
Solo.
And I'm going to be seeing Todd from Big Beer Battery and his wife Stephanie and a bunch of people that were on RV Unplugged, and I am already freaking out that Rachel's not going because
You don't need me.
I
You got
don't
this.
know how to socialize without Rachel.
Yeah.
Like, she will tell you, she's like, go on your own. I'm like, do not leave me. Do not leave me. Please do not leave me.
You do fine. You just need to practice.
Yeah.
We all need to practice.
But just like,
I overshare.
you guys,
I'm too much.
if it wasn't for you guys, like, I'd never leave my house.
So thank you for being there.
Let's see. Exposing Doctor said, I can count on you for saying balls. Yeah.
I will never let you down. That is the Rachel guarantee.
Let's see. Anything
In
else
fact,
before we
our
get off?
trivia name was Smoking Balls.
Yeah, we all knew that was coming.
They were like, who could that be?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. Somebody asked, they have a Murphy bed or a split bed, the two-piece. Reach out to RV Mattress because they'll do custom mattresses.
Yeah.
Andy said, I still think a Class C is my happy place and that I can learn to drive. I think Class C's are nice. Like, I know a lot of people love motorhomes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them because I don't like the way it feels inside of it because of the way it moves. But Class C's are really cool.
Very nice.
I just don't like Class C's because then you have to tow another car or have somebody else to drive. And,
A chase vehicle.
A lot of people do chase vehicles, but I do all of the driving. If we're towing, I do all of the driving. Now, coming up, a lot of times Rachel will do some of the car driving, but most of the time it's me, and I am fine to do all the driving so long as you are there to talk to me.
I gotcha.
And so, like,
no problem.
her in a chase vehicle would make the drive seem so much longer, so I wouldn't want to do that.
You'd miss me.
I would miss
You'd
you.
miss my nonsense.
I would. But
What would you
I
do
think
without my
Class C's are
nonsense?
really cool. Somebody else asked another question about RVs, but I forgot what it was. Oh, do we have tail swing? Not really with a fifth wheel. That's where you get tail swings in
Class A.
Class A's, and even Class C's if they're long enough because you have two axles, one in the front, one in the back, so that whole thing swings. But whereas we turn and we have 4 axles. Dustin said, I think the second bridge in Avon, Indiana. Yeah.
Oof.
Somewhere up there.
There's a whole YouTube channel that shows like accidents or people. What really breaks your heart is when you see the videos, because for whatever reason, John Paul watches it a lot. And so he'll be like, I saw a good one. There's some that he just can't watch, but like, when you see like it's like a moving truck or something, and the person stops, and you can see that they're like, I don't think that this is going to fit. And then, but they don't get out of the vehicle and really try. They just stop and they're like, I think I can get it. And then they rev up again. And then, and then it just like, it takes the top of the vehicle off like a can of sardines.
Then you're not helping. Said you have to be careful on drop-off situations too. Your truck bed could hit the gooseneck of the trailer.
Ooh.
Yeah. You just have to remember, take down your gate and all that other stuff. Andy said, love the cruises with 2KK.
It was so much fun.
Amy said, I want to go to Ohio and help Andy and Susan cook for the Safe Harbor meetup in June.
That would be awesome.
Trish said they're talking about a meetup in Niagara Falls if anybody's interested.
Wouldn't that be rad too? Because and they're, I mean, when I was talking to them, they're talking about like ways that they could encourage people on the like from Canada, trying to find like central locations that we could, that they could meet with people from Canada too, which I thought was just awesome. Like, so just know if for some reason tonight you're thinking, I don't think anybody cares about me, is thinking about me, would be planning for me, just know that's not true. That there are people right now in the Two Crazy Ketos community all over the country and in other parts of the world that are right now wondering like, how can I get to know you?
Right.
Like that you are important, you matter. So you have to keep going, and you have to continue pursuing good health, and you have to keep like your keto journey like in the forefront of your mind, because we want you to live.
Right.
And we want to be your friends.
Barb said this was my first meetup.
Yay!
I drove from Saginaw, Michigan, 3.5 hours, and I had a great time. Met and spoke with many people there.
I love that. Thank
so
you for
awesome.
going. Thank you for that effort. Because also, just knowing that, so I hope that that inspires people who are planning meetups. And in that moment when, you know, maybe you're like making, you know, a poster for it, or you're putting things in Mighty Networks and you're sharing like, hey, we're going to have a meetup soon. And you're thinking, oh, is this worth it? Is anybody going to care to attend this thing? Look at this. People driving for hours for the opportunity to come to your meetup and to have community. Like, it is important on both sides.
Jamie said, yes, Joe, we've always known that you're selfish. Stop
Yes.
it now. You are here for all of us many times a week.
I love that. Thanks, Jamie.
John said, when I travel, I turn my minivan into an RV. I sleep when my wife drives and sleeps when I drive. I don't need no stinking hotel.
I know. Well, and so
we would have just boondocked tonight because I don't have a battery system yet, but we needed power for the live stream.
my grandfather used to buy, it wasn't even an actual mattress. It was like a big honking length of like foam, like just big squishy foam, and he would lay a flat sheet like over it, and we would do like family trips, and it was like in the van, and like, you know, taking turns sleeping on just like the foam. Wish I was a bed. It worked. And we thought it was like the funnest thing ever. It was like a rolling tent.
Debbie said, I'm that way too, Joe, which is why I rarely get out of my house except to go see family.
Yep.
Andrea said, Joe, you sound like me. I'm an introvert, okay, in groups, but mostly I'm the one in the corner. I do terrible one-on-one.
So practice together.
Evelyn said, I had to weirdly explain to someone that I'm an introvert at the meetup. The confused looks I got, but I am until I feel safe in a group.
Yes.
I've warmed up to my keto family. And that is the same thing. I think you've nailed it. I am an introvert until I feel safe.
Yep.
And again, this stems back to early childhood.
Yes.
Okay.
We bring our
I can
past with
tell
us.
you, I remember entering into first grade, and it was weird for me because I didn't go to kindergarten. I was in one of those weird birth dates of choose one or the other, and so my parents let me choose. Why they let me choose, I don't know.
Kindergartners
I
should know.
chose first grade, and so I never went to kindergarten. So now I'm the youngest kid in my grade, and was immediately picked on. And then, of course, as you get older, you get heavy, and then you're picked on more. And so I just put up this wall. And generally, when you are morbidly obese or you have a lot of social skills, it takes you in one of two directions. You either become a giant introvert, me, or you become the class clown. You know, I mean, and that is absolutely generally how it happens. Once I feel comfortable with you, once I feel like, not trust you with the inner secrets of my life, but comfortable to talk and that you're not going to make fun of me and that kind of stuff, then I'm great. But it's that initial, like, I don't know you and I've been burned
Am I safe?
so many times.
Sure.
That, like,
so just know you're not alone.
Yeah.
If you feel like that, and that it doesn't just, you know, just because we have a YouTube channel does not mean that there aren't times that we feel super socially awkward. Are we safe? Is anybody gonna like us?
Yep.
Is anybody gonna want to talk to us? Like, we walk through the doors of the same restaurant, and we've got all the same concerns. Did I pick the right shirt? I had a whole outfit that I had planned to wear to the meetup, and just the day got away from us, and it was like jeans and a t-shirt, and that was like what I had. And I thought, oh, do I look, you know, am I too ugly for community? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're always, we pick at each other.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that we have the opportunity to kind of get that out into the air, because then it's not a dirty little secret anymore, right? It's out there, and we can deal with it, because we can't come together as a community and say, like, nope, that's not true. You do not need to wear something special to come visit, or you do not need to, you know, have all the answers to life's problems to find somebody that wants to sit next to you and chat.
Yeah, we're going to get off, but I did see Sabrina said, I appreciate you guys passing out the carnivore bars because we've never had one.
Nice.
However, do you eat them as a meal or an add-on? I'm not sure I can get past the texture for a meal price. Sometimes, usually it's like an add-on, or it's, I always say don't snack, but it's that I'm on the road, I'm going to a theme park, I don't want to eat a big amount, but I do want to eat. That's where we utilize them.
Yeah.
So it's not my only meal of the day. It's probably not enough.
It's usually like 450 calories. It's very high in fat. So
yeah.
So let's say I'm gonna have like some, a couple of eggs.
Small meal maybe.
Small meal, and then I'm gonna have that on the tail end, and then we're gonna jump in the RV, and I can go a really long time on, because that's such a high fat content and no wonky ingredients. So it's a perfect travel food.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing.
For me, it's a tide me over to till I have a big meal.
And I'm guaranteed there's nothing inflammatory. Your girl loves a good roller dog, right? Sometimes I come in contact with a hot dog that does not love me back, because for whatever reason there's spices or something. There's sometimes we'll go and all of the regular all beef hot dogs are all sold out, and my heart is set on a roller dog, and the only thing they have is, let's say, a jalapeno and cheese, and if there's some sort of like a weird spice or something in there, I can feel kind of yuck afterwards. So having the carnivore bar really helps, especially for travel. And I gotta tell you, if you've got grandkids, Peyton freaking loves those things. And so it's a nice thing to have. I always have it on tap, that guaranteed, if she's going through a period of time where she's like, everything that I have in the refrigerator, she really just, no, I don't want that or that. She's like, no, I show her the carnivore bar every single time she wants it.
Yeah. So a couple more before we get off. Sabrina said the other reason we like our camper instead of hotels, the slamming of doors, the ice making machine noise, loud TVs next door.
Yes.
That's what we dealt with in Elkhart. I'm the same way. I mean, again, people ask about RVing. I'm bringing my hotel room with me. And this is nicer than any hotel room I've ever stayed in.
I always reach out. Like, I always joke with Donna Joe.
And I don't have to carry everything inside.
I love you, Donna Joe. Donna Joe always checks it. And, she always knows, like, hey, are you safe? Like, how's it going? Like, what's going on? Like, did you reach your destination? And, what's the hotel looking like? And on our way up, it was kind of like, it wasn't a no-tell motel, but it was like,
we've stayed in worse.
It was time to renovate. Can we say that? So
that was a newly renovated.
Oh dear God. Okay, it's time to renovate again. All right. So you needed a different contractor. But it was so funny. I had to send her a picture because we're walking up and there is just a rando cat on the inside of a room. So I'm looking, and so I'm like, oh my God, is that my room? And that it's got a cat inside of it already. It's pre-catted.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny.
Amy said I can't recommend hotels in our Elkhart because I live here. I don't stay in hotels. True by Hilton.
True is really good. Okay. But even for somebody like, so Chris is like highly allergic to pets. And like they'll say, well, this is no pets are allowed in this room.
A lot of people don't buy that.
And some people just sneak them in. And then so having his RV, I think about him being able to kind of control the environment is a good thing.
Okay, last one. Jennifer said I was always the person in the group that would be the wallflower that would make friends with the cat at the party.
Right.
And I'm allergic to cats. That's me.
I am so blessed. I got to
Rachel just goes and plays with kids.
I got to go and I got to actually be in a booth, and Jen was on my trivia team, and we lost spectacularly, didn't we, Jennifer? But we had fun. Yeah. I mean, the person that ran the trivia thing, like, these guys lost, but they were brave. When they say the losers were brave, I receive that with all joy, right?
Okay, we are going to get off. We will be back live on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Depending on when we get home, we'll also have a vlog coming out of what we ate during our drive up. Super excited to get that released out. We got a couple of other videos. Just going to get home and edit everything. But again, we will be back live on Monday at 10 a.m. for Keto Beyond the Couch.
Have a great weekend, guys. I love you.